Hey, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy, the Stock Sniper. It's Friday. Walk down time. Another week complete. And man, has it been a hell of a week, guys. Man, so much violence. From the train to Charlie to school shooting to threats on the naval base. It's been a violent week. And guess what, guys? We didn't really hear that much about Chicago no more. Yeah, they haven't talked about Chicago that much at all this week. They really didn't have time because with all the things that's been happening, they really didn't have that much time to talk about that. Hopefully this weekend be a lovely, blessed weekend. I'm hoping that the president addresses the nation, guys. That's what I'm thinking about today. I'm hoping that the president addresses the nation and try to end this, whatever's going on between the red and the blue. Because we have seen both sides go at one another in a disrespectful way, you know? We've seen both sides basically threaten one another. We've seen that, guys. We've seen that. So the president himself, I never forget when he said this. He said, the Democrats don't like me and I don't like them. And in my opinion, that was not a good thing to say as the sitting president of the United States of America. That was not the right thing to say. So he said that right inside of the Oval Office, if I'm not mistaken, if I can remember correctly, he said that inside of the Oval Office, as the great workers over here take care of this great, beautiful park over here. Shout out to them. They making sure everything's great. When you look, you can see in it, everything, you know, because you never know. Somebody might be sitting inside of them bushes ready to jump out. Those are the times we live in right now, guys. And you got to keep that at the front of your mind. You got to keep on looking. But yeah, man, they caught the guy that assassinated Charlie. Yeah, they caught him, guys. And the thing is, you know, the question is, was he MAGA? That's the big question. Was he MAGA? Was he a vivid Trump supporter? That's what we need to. That's the question. You know, a lot of people are saying that he was MAGA. You know what I'm saying? If you pay attention to that interview that Republican governor said, he made specific points. He said he never thought it would be one of our own, Utah own, or worldwide. He never thought that it would be somebody basically from his own state. And you can look at that as a lot of different ways. You can look at that, hey, Mark and Mark, hey, what's going on, Jonathan Davis? What's going on? The Don, appreciate y'all for rocking with me on this walk down. Well, that's what some people are saying. That is a good question. Was he MAGA? That's a good question. That's not a dumb question, guys. We got to stop getting so emotional over logical questions. That's not a bad question to ask, to be honest with you. It's really not. A lot of people are saying that they are MAGA. They were part of MAGA. That's what they're saying. That's why I put a question mark. I'm asking a question. Was the person that assassinated Charlie, was he inside of MAGA? That's the question. We have to see. There's zero chance. We have to see, guys. Some people are saying he was. Some people were saying that they were big time, him and his dad, big time Trump supporters. That's what they're saying. But we're going to see, is it really true or not? But you got to really deep down, and really, really do some investigation to see where he really came from. Was he really in that movement? Or really what was going on? But in my opinion, I don't think Charlie was MAGA. I don't think he was MAGA. I think Charlie was conservative. I don't think he was MAGA. Even though he supported Trump, I don't think he was MAGA. There's a lot of people that support Trump that's not MAGA. We got to understand that, guys. It's a lot of people that support Trump that's not MAGA. We got to understand that. Just because you support Trump and just because you voted for Trump, that don't mean you MAGA. That's what we got to understand, guys. And so a lot of us a lot of us think that if somebody voted for Trump, they automatically think that they MAGA. And that's not necessarily true. There are, I don't know if y'all believe this or not, there are Democrats that voted for Donald Trump. I hope we need to understand that. There are Democrats that voted for Donald Trump that's not MAGA. We got to understand that. Because for one thing is, I know Democrats that voted for Donald Trump for specific reasons and that are not MAGA. So we got to understand that. You got to understand who is really MAGA and who is not. Got to understand that. So what's going on? Guys, what's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing out there? That's right, Marky Mark. Donald Trump used to be a Democrat. That's true. That's facts. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing out there, man? I'm just on this walk down, and I thought I'd tap in with the people. They caught the person that assassinated Charlie. Now the big question is, chat, was the guy that assassinated Charlie, was he MAGA? That's the big question. Hey, what's up, DMD? What's going on? That's the narrative they're trying to push, but make that make sense. Yep, that's what a lot of people are saying, guys. All right. Man, I just finished my 4-mile run. Now I'm walking another mile and a half, something like that. Appreciate y'all for joining me, man. I appreciate the chat, the different opinions, the different opinions. We might not agree on things, but at the same time, we all got all our opinion. And that's what's happening. It's 105 degrees out here where I'm at, guys. It's hot. But I like doing this walk down. I've been getting a lot of compliments about this walk down. A lot of people like it, A lot of people like looking at this. What does that mean, Stock Sniper? That mean that I'm out here putting the work in and I stay in my own lane, I mind my own business, and the finish line is way around the corner. And I got a long way to go, but it's all good. It's all good. Hopefully, guys, we can get a little bit more information about this guy, more about his background, but, they're going to spin a narrative. We know that already, but we really got to pay attention to what's really going on so that we could, get a good idea on what's really going on. But I think we all can agree on that the way that Charlie went out, that's not, violence is not the answer, guys. Whatever you might think, he had his own opinion about whatever he had his opinions on. He had his own opinion, and he was good at expressing his opinion. And what I liked about him, and he actually went and, talked to kids. He actually went to colleges, and he actually wanted to debate, right? Because in America, freedom of speech and debate is one of the things that built this country, guys. Open to debate. That is one of the foundations of America, guys, is freedom, and we can talk and disagree and debate about what we disagree about without nobody getting an attitude, without nobody getting violent, and at the end of the day, we both agree to disagree, or maybe you can show me your facts and pull me to believe in what you're talking about, or I can show you my facts and we ended up getting on the same page. To make a long story short, people these days are too emotional, guys. We got to cut the emotion out. Because when we as Americans fight one another, when we as Americans kill one another, when we as Americans show violence against one another, guess what that does? That gives the enemy, right, the chance to infiltrate our homeland, guys. That right there, whenever we attack our own like that, you know what I'm saying? The enemy and our enemies, you know what they're doing? They're laughing because that divides us even more. I've been saying all the time on this channel, they already laughing because red is going against the blue and the blue going against the red on the world stage. So when there's homegrown terrorists attacking other, especially political violence, guys, that right there. Some people might say, well, Stock Sniper, why they're not talking about the kids, that kid that got shot at the school and killed himself? Why they're not talking about that? Why they're not talking about the girl that got killed, the girl that got stabbed on the train no more? They're not talking about that anymore because whenever there's political violence, political assassination, that is right there. That right there is attacking the very constitution of what America is, guys. America's about freedom of speech. We can talk and debate, you know what I'm saying? But guess what? We can agree to disagree, but the thing is when we have a good debate between two people, who wins is the audience, right? Whenever you're having a debate, right, which is we don't agree, but I got my facts and you got your facts, and there's an audience. Well, the audience job during the debate is to learn, write down notes, and it educates you and gives you a clear understanding on what you believe in. It gives you a clear understanding and clear knowledge about whatever the debate is about. Political violence is the clear attack on what America stands for, guys. We have to understand that. We got to understand very, very closely that attack, no matter what you think, all this narratives and all this spinning, what we got to understand is that we are Americans. That right there attacks our Constitution to the core, right? So that's something major. But what I want to see, what needs to happen, is that the President of the United States, which is Donald Trump, who we voted for, who is our commander-in-chief, who is basically our leader, he needs to call a meeting, not a meeting, but do a speech today and try to stop all this disrespecting because we don't agree. Like that guy in here called me a dummy because I basically asked the question. He called me a dummy. Guys, there are people that are actually saying that. So that's a question. You don't have to humiliate somebody by calling them a dummy because you don't agree and you don't believe it. See, that's what causes drama. That's what causes that's what causes people to get violent. You know what I'm saying? When you disrespecting somebody like that. If you don't agree with what I said, you don't have to call somebody a dummy. All you gotta do is come back with your facts, right? Go do your research. Come back and say, Stock Sniper, I got this. And that's how it works. It's called an open debate. You don't have to be disrespectful. That shows emotion, guys, right? That shows a negative emotion. And when you have a negative emotion, you get a negative reaction. You know what I'm saying? We have to understand that. You know what I'm saying? See, we have to stop being so emotional, guys. We have to stop being so emotional. And it starts at the top. Because like I said at the beginning of the live, there are Democrats that disrespect Republicans, and there are Republicans that disrespect Democrats. But it starts at the top with the leaders. It starts with the president. He has to get on national TV today. This is what I'm looking for him, to get on national TV today and speak and try to bring this country together and hopefully bring an end to these political wars. Because guess what, guys? If Donald Trump don't say nothing, right, and these Democrats don't say nothing, right? Guess what's going to happen? And it's steady pointing the finger at this person, that person. Like they say he was MAGA. You know what I'm saying? That could be something else stirred up to keep more action going, right? So, in my opinion, Donald Trump needs to come out, guys, as the leader. He needs to come out as the leader and address us. That's what he needs to do. Because if he absolutely says not really too much, or don't say what we need to hear, because all eyes are on this right now. All eyes, not just American eyes, but the whole world is paying attention right now. Everybody in the world knew who Charlie was, guys. Everybody in the world remember that speech he did at the Republican convention was a great speech, by the way. Everybody in the world knows, right? Knew him, knew he was up and coming in the political world. Everybody knew that. Whether if you agree with him or not, if you say he was too harsh or not, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, President has to come and address us, guys. He needs to come and address us. He needs to come and tell us, look, okay, I'm back. He needs to come and tell us to come and tell us that we need to stop all this, have equal dialogue without no arguing, without violence. You know, he needs to come out and do that. Will he? Some people saying that he won't, you know? And in my opinion, this is my opinion, if he don't, this type of stuff is gonna happen again, guys. And I think it's gonna get worse. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. He gotta come out and say something. Because if he don't, in my opinion, it's gonna get worse. Yeah, I'm coming down here. I'm just about at the end of the walk, guys. We're 17 minutes in. Yeah, I did my 4 miles already. And now I'm at about a mile right now. And I'm just rocking and rolling. Appreciate y'all for joining me. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. We got 231 people on this live. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Over here, what you think matters. If you agree with what I say, or if you don't agree with what I say, long as you be respectful. You know, you might not agree, you know, and that's fine. That's great. See, the thing is, guys, I don't want everybody to agree with everything I say, because I don't know it all. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to come into the comment section and hear some knowledgeable people that have some sense speak their mind. See, over here on this channel, you can speak your mind, but be respectful. Don't try to humiliate nobody in the chat, guys. Don't do it. Today is not the time for that. Today is the time to understand that we can disagree. You know, that's what debate is about. Debate is about two people coming together and willing to speak something, but then also education. When we doing these debates, guys, when we having these conversations, the goal is to educate. We got to understand that. The goal is to educate when you're in a debate, is to educate, enlighten. You know what I'm saying? If we can't agree, you know, then guess what? We walk away and, you know, we still love each other as Americans. We still love each other and we move on until the next time we meet again and we can debate again. Come with some more facts. If you feel like that your talking points was better, then guess what? I have to go back and reevaluate my talking points and reevaluate my talking points. I have to reevaluate my talking points and come back. See, when you're debating and you're going back and forth, guys, well, we got to realize when it comes to this, you have to be studying, guys. You have to be studying. You have to be memorizing this stuff. That was so great about Charlie. He had that stuff, he studied. No matter what you think about him, he studied. He studied his what his beliefs was. He studied, and he came with facts. He came with a lot of numbers. You know what I'm saying? But most people he debated that I seen, when he come with the numbers, they get offended. Why? Because they're not mentally prepared to come back with their facts. So, in other words, a lot of people are debating guys that absolutely have absolutely shouldn't be debating. Now I'm gonna put it like that. A lot of people are debating off emotions, not about facts and knowledge. They're debating about emotions. That's why you never hear me debate nobody on here. I got what I believe, you got what you believe. I am not gonna debate with nobody. Because once you start debating, you have to really take time to get your stuff together to when you present it to somebody. You gotta go and study. You gotta go and take notes. You gotta go and you gotta memorize stuff. That's just like debating school, political science, right? If you ever been to school, political science, history class, and you're debating, what do you have to do, guys? You don't do these things off feelings and emotions. You do this off facts. And when it comes to facts, you have to study. You have to memorize things. You got to go to the library, sit in the library for 4 hours and really take notes and write and then put your words together on how you're going to communicate your debate effectively. See, a lot of people are debating guys that absolutely that don't need to be debating. We got to understand that. We got to understand that. Believe what you believe, but also respect somebody else's beliefs. That's the purpose of this live. That's what we all have to understand. But what we have to realize, all of us that's in this, all of us that's a part of this, majority of us love this country, guys. Majority of us love the country. They love it, because if you allow your emotions to get into it in a negative way, let your emotions get into it in a positive way. Use your emotions to put the work in and come with your facts. That's how it works. But we all love the country, guys. We all love this great country. America is a great country, guys. It's really, really great. You know what I'm saying? If you work the country the way it's supposed to be worked, and you go to work, you get an education, you be a father, you try to, live the right way, and America is a great place. But if you doing negative things, if you're a criminal, you breaking the law, you doing all these other kind of things, it's not going to work out for you in this country, guys. It's not. So what we got to understand is that it's God, family, then country, in that order. Make a earn, spend less, and make proper investments. With that being said, I love and I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have a great weekend. May God bless y'all. May God bless America. May God bless the world. May God bless Charlie. He was really, really good at what he did, whether if I agreed with some things that he said or if I didn't. If you really into this, guys, no matter what side you on, right? That model is a good model to go out and learn from, no matter what side you on, right? You don't want to be like Charleston White, guys. You don't want to be the type of person that try to go to the HBCUs and try to act like you know something, and then you turn out and act like a Pookie and Ray Ray in front of these kids. That was an embarrassment. So with that being said, I love and I appreciate y'all. God bless America. To the next one, guys. I'm out.